Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to you. This is another episode of Encounter. We have another special guest in this episode. We have Mohanji, who is a philanthropist. He's known by many things, by various people. He's also a friend. He's also a spiritual guide. Mohanji, a very warm welcome to this episode of Encounter, and thank you for being present here in MBC.
Thank you for having me here.
Mohanji, my very first question is, who or what is a philanthropist?
Someone who lives for others is a philanthropist. It need not be the qualification, the nationality, time, space, color, gender. They are all insignificant. If the attitude is of that of selflessness, then he's a philanthropist.
How did it all begin for you?
It all started with one question: what am I doing on earth? I have been working. I've been in shipping industry for a long time. From 1989 onwards, I'm working. And you know, the work takes you forward. You get carried away with work. And that was continuing for a long time. And at one point in time, it all started getting too mechanical. I'm working, I'm earning some money, I'm spending it for some things, and that's about it. Then the question happened, is this life? Is this really want to do on earth? I mean, is this what you want to do with your life? And then it was a quest, continuous exploration to know what exactly is that. And then in 2000, I had a big tragedy in my life when my daughter passed away in an accident. A truck ran over her, and she died instantly. And it was a kind of a crossroad for me, question mark. Like, what next? In fact, I thought there is nothing next, because everything, I was very close to my daughter, and there was no existence I was planning without her in my life. And suddenly there is no person. There's nothing to connect to.
So you find yourself with a void, with an unexpected void.
Correct.
And you had been planning surely further ahead in your life.
Yes. Until then, I had a family, my wife, my child, my job, so many other factors connected to it. Everything came to an end.
What do you do in life?
Correct.
What you have to do in life, more
Correct.
importantly?
Well, yes, what you have to do in life was a very important question. But the highest or the most, provocative question, let me put it that way, was, is this life? Is this what you want to do, or is this all about it? And then I started visiting Himalayas from 2000. And the first relief was, until that time, even then I was working. So working and the paraphernalia connected to it, you are respected because of your work, you are recognized because of your work. So when I go to Himalayas, suddenly it's totally different. Nobody cares for who you are. I was walking barefooted, probably only one dhoti, not even a shirt, and nobody cares. When I come back to workplace, it's jacket and tie and all the other things.
So why the Himalayas?
It was, I wanted to see, to be very honest, I was not buying into the sympathies which was coming to me, because people come, oh, we're very sorry you lost your daughter. See, sympathies paralyze you.
Yeah, you need to be empowered.
Correct. When people come and talk to you quite a lot about your tragedy, you start believing in that tragedy, and you start slipping into it, into a mode of sympathy. And that was, I thought it's very paralyzing for me.
It's more of an illusion.
It is, and also it develops self-pity.
Of
oh,
course.
Poor me.
So it changes the whole vibration of your body and energy.
Completely. And also you can't do anything further. So I decided to get out of it. I had nothing to do with it. And some people told it's very rude, because I was not entertaining sympathizers. Then I thought this is the best place to go, because Himalayas, those days it was not even this crowded. I used to just wander. I never got associated with any guru or an organization or anything. I would just wander, feel Ganga, feel the places, and I used to do my own types of meditations, all those kind of things. So it was experiencing freedom in a different level.
very often I meet people, they have a lot of experiences, but the most common thing that always comes out is they are going through their own experiences.
Yes.
They take time to ask themselves questions.
Yeah.
They take time to feel what's in the surrounding.
Yes.
And I think that's a very amazing thing to do. But more importantly, again, is how did you know how to do it? Is it because you were a seeker? You were in quest of knowing more answers to the questions that you had?
To be very honest, I had no idea what I was seeking at that point in time.
Like most people nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely. But what you touched upon the truth that the life is the biggest teacher. Nobody else can give you lessons better than life. So how do we handle those lessons? That was the issue. I decided to handle it head on. Okay, this has happened. Now this is the situation. Now let me do something about it. And then whenever I used to get leave, I never used to go home. Instead, I go to Himalayas. And this became kind of a habit. And those days I was handling these oil tankers. So I had a lot of travels connected to oil tank ships. So I used to get leave and then I'll pop into Himalayas for about a week. Then I come back. And then I used to meditate. Meditate means very simple, just feeling spine. Not
Feeling
even
spine?
Yeah, just feeling that I remember that I have a spine. And I just keep that remembrance. Means the vertical aspect of you, which keeps your body vertical, that spine, which is basically a point of contact for me at that time. And it happened to me naturally.
So how do you go about this meditation? So you sit down, you close your eyes.
It is not meditation, it's awareness. So awareness is called bodh, B-O-D-H, bodh. When bodh stabilizes, you become Buddha.
100%, I totally, yeah.
So I was just being aware I have a spine.
Is it what they call mindfulness now?
It is mindfulness. It's a perpetual mindfulness. Perpetually you are aware of your spine, walking, talking, sleeping, sitting. Anytime you are awake, you are being aware you have a spine. Automatically, we are usually 120 degree oriented. Means, yeah, this is from
the
ear
peripheral of what we see.
What
right?
we see, yeah. So this shifts to 360 degrees. That means this backside also comes into. So
you awaken all your senses also?
yeah, automatically you become centered.
Yeah.
Because when the 120 becomes 360, you become centered, perfectly centered. And that's where the whole thing started changing. Awareness started shifting. The stability, like a very simple benchmark for spiritual progress, silence of mind. And one day I was sitting and meditating. Meditating means this awareness, perfecting the awareness. And then it started expanding eventually. Like, for example, when I sit here, sit in that place, I had a villa, 3-bedroom villa. One room I made like a cave. And nothing there, just a lamp. So that mind is not distracted on images. Images definitely catches mind.
Yes.
So this mind will not get distracted. So I was looking at the flame, and flame is connecting, or I'm connecting to the flame. And I was sitting like that, and suddenly this whole kind of awareness hit me. Why am I going to Himalayas? For what? And then the answer came, seeking peace or trying to find peace.
With yourself?
With myself. Then I said, you don't need a location for that. That was another thing hitting me, because then I thought all these.
It should be a constant state of mind.
It is. It has to be, because outside peace you can't take inside. Like, I go to Himalayas, I may find peace, but when I come back, I am again the same. So if you cannot own something, or if something does not happen inside you, it's not yours.
So you were trying to replicate your state of mind, your peacefulness from the Himalayas in your everyday life.
Right.
So I'm guessing this is what you're trying to spread nowadays?
Correct.
This is the message
This is the message. I tell people, you are everything that you are looking for. This is not my message. This has been told by thousands of years. Rishis, great masters have told. So the point that I actually started feeling miserable when I had this feeling, that I'm going to a place for something, and the place is not takeable. You can't take it home. It's there. The place is there. The place has peace, but you don't have it.
It's a kind of self-realization.
It is. And that time the dimensional breakup started. Why should I be Mohanji? What is so big deal about it? And then the importance of the personality, which we always nurture, not only us, all the people around us tells you are Mohanji, you are this, you are, that whole thing became insignificant for me. And the answer came, if you cannot find silence in the middle of noises, you cannot find silence anywhere.
But that's the major problem of everyone again.
It is. That is exactly what I'm trying to tell people. You need to find your silence amidst your activities, amidst your daily life, without running away from anything. But for me, the dimensional destruction was very vital, which I think it happens to everybody at some point in time when you ask the question, why am I?
Why am I?
Yeah, it happens to you because that's one of the fundamental questions that pops up. Why am I? Why is this Mohanji so important? Or why is this Mohanji factor so important? And then I started practicing insignificance. That was a conscious practice. I'm not at all significant.
What is insignificance?
Insignificance is that your ego projects you in a way. Look here, you're the head of a company. You are so and so. You are so. So you have to behave in a certain way. All these kind of things.
The I.
I factor.
Yeah.
I factor was, I mean, you start realizing that this I factor is like a propped up thing, like it's created, it's maintained. It doesn't have its own existence.
No.
So then I can be the plant, I can be the tree, I can be the animals, I can be everything, anything. And that awareness started stabilizing. I am everything. And then you look at somebody, you see your own reflection. Oh, another person, another reflection of me coming as an individual. Excellent. So there is no conflict. There's no comparison.
Can you explain a bit, how do you see a reflection of yourself in another person?
Because essentially, everybody are body, mind, intellect, ego, spirit.
Yeah.
But they have certain character traits, certain
Different personalities.
because of their karmic backlog. Karmic backlog means, very simply put, it's connected to the residual memories. Residual memory is like a cache memory of your computer.
Yeah.
Whichever sites you serve, the computer holds some data.
Yeah.
So that data is unseen data, and that is the cause for creating further desires or the way ahead. If it can't be achieved now, it will take another life. So the reason for karma, or the root of, or the ingredient for karma, are this residual memories. Residual memories lead to need for experiences. And that need for experiences, residual memories are happening every moment.
Yeah.
Even when we watch television, we have memories. So residual memories are not connected to only your actions. So even if you have an emotional thought, a powerful thought or emotion in a thinking level, not even expressed, that also can leave a residual memory. Your opinions can leave a residual memory. Then your expressions of any kind, whether it is good or bad. Good, when I say good, it's something which is positive, creative, regenerative.
Surely.
Yeah. When it is bad, it's anger, hatred, jealousy, revenge, comparison, those kind of things. That is the lowest frequencies. Any of these things can leave a residual memory. And the residual memory gets converted into impressions, the seeds.
Yep.
And these are the seeds which sprout into inclinations, vasanas. Inclinations lead to thoughts, thoughts leads to expressions, expression lead to action. Again, experience, residual memory leads to impressions. This is a cycle.
It's a cycle.
Yeah. In this cycle, the I factor maintains it, ownership factor.
Yeah.
I'm doing it, I'm thinking, I'm responsible. This ownership factor maintains it. The moment the ownership factor dissolves, all of these things gets diluted. It doesn't matter. That is practicing insignificance.
Ah, that's very impressive. But how did you come to know about all this? Did you have to study? Have you been reading? It all came to you?
Everything came to me. I have always been working, and I've been quite busy because I was handling a country, head of a country, most of these things. My personal time has always been, those days, 3 a.m. to 8 a.m., 5 hours. I will be cut off. That time I used to be in this cave. Whatever happens, even if I have late night parties, I may sleep at 12, then I still wake up at 2:30, take a bath. I didn't have very much hair that time, very short hair. So taking a bath was very easy. Now it's more troublesome. So I used to sit down at 3 sharp, whatever happens. And then 3 a.m. till 8 a.m. I used to practice what I told you, connecting to spine, etc. And then I go for work. When I go for work, it's totally different. I will just do my job. I do what I have to do. I come back. And evenings also, I realize that people come to see me to discuss something about philosophy, even though I did not know what I was going to tell them. When people started coming to me, I was thinking to myself, what will I tell these people now? But like we discussed now, things started happening spontaneously. Then I realized that all you have to do is to be you completely, means
and connect to the moment.
Connect to the moment, and the right answers flow. And I don't take ownership of that, because the moment, oh, I am speaking, then there is an ownership and an ego connected to it.
So do you say you're an instrument through which the message?
It's flowing. Yeah. Life is, that's what Lord Krishna also said. I happened. You know, I am a happening. Every moment is happening. Time, situation, space, people, relationships, everything is happening, and they all have durations. All of them have durations. So at this point in time, what best you could do is the only thing you can do. And also the illusion that we are here forever, that itself is with the practice of insignificance, this is one of the greatest lessons I had. That I could not own my childhood, I cannot own my youth, I cannot own my middle age, I cannot own my old age. Nothing I'm owning, everything is changing. Then what exactly am I owning? You know, nothing. This Mohanji factor, if it is say, oh, this is a very important thing that we must own. This name, the fame, the position, the possessions, nothing we own. With that realization, mind settles in. Like if you ask all the people in the world, what do you want in life? They will say just peace of mind.
Do you think that people connect a lot to your teachings because it is very simple? Is it how you break it down in terms of, I mean, the way you explain it, the way you do things? It sounds very simple and easy to tap into.
I think people connect to me because they see themselves in me. Mostly, what I have experienced in the world is that people connect to me more like a friend, not like a saint or somebody whom is unreachable. So people, I have gone through all walks of life. I've worked, I've lived my life in various spheres. So people connect to themselves, when they connect to me, they see themselves. So I think that is the reason for all this growth right now.
So that resonates a lot with you seeing a reflection of yourself in others.
Yes.
And this is how others see a reflection of themselves in you.
Yes. So it is actually the truth. There's no separation. I don't ever feel a separation whichever country I go to. I look at myself everywhere. And when somebody comes to me, it's almost like I know this person since long. It's only the incarnations which are seemingly different, the visual, the physical form. But when you start seeing inside, body, mind, intellect, ego, spirit, it's all the same. So you see the unity more than the divisions after a while. Because that is, again, as I said, the whole thing started by connecting to oneself. In one word, I can say, acceptance.
Acceptance.
Total acceptance of oneself.
Would that be an advice you would give to all our viewers?
Yes, that is the first and foremost step. Most fundamental step in spiritual evolution is self-acceptance.
How do you go about self-acceptance?
Like for example, all of us have weaknesses. We always put it under the carpet. And we say, I am perfect. I have no weaknesses. I am a perfect individual.
But that's to society, not to yourself.
To society. And also we try to suppress it consciously. And they stay. Like we look at small children, 3-year-old, 4-year-old children. They are very natural. They have no problem. They have no ego. They are not masking. I feel that we are all children until we die. But we are trained to mask and then we suffer. That is why stored emotions. I tell people the emotional pollution of the world is much worse than the actual the environmental pollution. Yeah. Environmental pollution is connected to your emotional pollution. The more polluted you are emotionally, that is what we reflect in the world. It all starts with acceptance. We must accept, oh, I have weaknesses, I have strengths. Both are fine. All people have. 7 billion, 7.5 billion people of the earth have weaknesses and strength.
Sure.
And this idea of perfection is binding us. Idea of perfection, that I expect you to be perfect. Why should you expect anybody to be perfect? Why can't we be imperfect? Like a failure. People commit suicide because they failed in something. Said, accept failure. In that way, I have failed a lot in life. So many things I built up and they all were taken away.
The difference is how you react and
How-
rise
how-
again.
How you handle your life, how you accept it. Okay, I failed, so what? Next step. Like that, we keep moving. So there is nothing called failure. There are no perpetual states in life.
Experience.
It's all experiences, just experiences and their memories. So when you're leaving the body, the only thing you can carry are a bit of memories and some desires. That's all you can carry. All the thing we have tried to accumulate over this period of time, everything we leave behind when we
Yes.
leave. And all that you can carry are experiences which has become impressions in our mind, and also some desires connected to those.
Again, it connects to what we spoke earlier about karma.
Correct.
Before we close this episode, going forward, what is the mission of Mohanji Foundation?
To bring awareness to people. In one sentence, it is the whole foundations, everything is to bring awareness to people, connect them to themselves, make them stable by being themselves, accepting themselves, and then to give a different frequency than now into the world. Today, we are seeing religions dividing people, concepts dividing people, spiritual masters and their teachings dividing people. Everything should be uniting people. You know, not only people, animals, birds, all the beings who walk and crawl and fly on earth, they all need peace. They all have their space. I can't take your space away because that is not mine. And my space, nobody can take away. We all have our space. We all have our expressions. This is all fine. But when it affects somebody, it is not fine. I only talk about one don't. Violence.
Of course.
In
Ahimsa.
thoughts, ahimsa. I always tell ahimsa is my religion.
Ahimsa is my religion
Yeah,
too.
that's the only
Mental and physical.
thought, word, action. 3 levels.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, violence creates more violence, and I have never seen a bad person in this world. Circumstances, notions, concepts, sometimes education has made them so restless and so competent, like a like a predator, competition. They have expressed competition like a predator, and they are not thinking what they are doing. Sometimes they don't even know why they are doing. So I tell them, slow down, relax. What you need in life is peace, and by predatorial movement and action and competition, you're not going to get it.
It's just an instinct.
It's
Survival of the fittest.
induced instinct.
Yes.
Yeah, society induced.
Exactly. Exactly. If you had to give an advice to our viewers in terms of one thing that they should practice every day, what would it be?
Gratitude.
Express gratitude.
Express gratitude to themselves first, then everything around them. Even if you keep on being grateful for your existence with all your weaknesses and strengths, then that gratitude will flow beyond you and it will be reflected in the society. Just imagine a society which is grateful. They will be only thinking about responsibilities, not rights. Otherwise, that we are always on a poverty consciousness level. I don't have this, I don't have that, I want this, I want that, and never satisfied. The contentment factor is missing. So if you practice gratefulness for what you have, that's the greatest prayer to God.
It is a shift in the mind, expressing gratitude for what you have instead of complaining what you don't have.
Absolutely.
Oh, fantastic.
Absolutely, yeah.
Great advice. Mohanji, thank you very much for being with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the end of this episode of Encounter. We will be back next week. In the meantime, if you have any questions, do drop us an email. The email address is encounter@mbc.itnet.mu. Stay tuned. We will be back next week. Goodbye.